In this video, we will examine how focusing on disproportionate relevance can support the development of global competency skills. Problem solving is a key global competency skill required for academic and real-world success. Problem solving is a complex skill set involving strategic thinking, the ability to generate, evaluate, and implement solutions. However, effective problem solving requires a solid understanding of disproportionate relevance, since this factor has a significant impact on the effectiveness of implemented strategies. So it is important that students be experienced in recognizing and adapting their strategies to disproportionate relevance. To illustrate how important disproportionate relevance is in real life, let's look at an example: the impact of excellent teachers on student achievement. These are my daughters, Morgana and Phoenix. Before entering public school, they attended an excellent preschool program, and they have had private music and dance lessons from the age of 5. Their parents and grandparents are professionals who are able to take the summers off with them. Every summer, they attend camp at the Royal Ontario Museum. They have all their physical and medical needs met. They have a pet, personal space, and access to excellent technology at home. In short, my daughters are privileged kids. But my daughters attend public school, in which there are kids who have none of these things. Compared to my daughters, most of their peers are underprivileged and are at a disadvantage before they even attend school. So what happens when these kids end up in class together with an excellent teacher? Well, not surprisingly, both groups tend to flourish. Effective teachers run programs that keep kids engaged and that ensures all students succeed regardless of their level of privilege. Sadly, as a parent, I don't hear too much about these teachers from my daughters because teenagers tend to forget to tell you when their day was good. But when they have ineffective teachers, that's a different story. I know a lot about my daughter's ineffective teachers because my kids come home frustrated and confused, and that means that my husband and I end up tutoring our kids at home whenever they have an ineffective teacher. And so, even though my daughters might dislike their classes with ineffective teachers, they flourish anyway because of the support they have at home. But that is not the reality for underprivileged kids. They cannot readily access external support. With ineffective teachers, these kids grow frustrated and fall behind in their academic progress. Thus, improving teaching practices benefits all students, but has a disproportionate benefit for students who are underprivileged. Consequently, improving teaching practices closes the achievement gap associated with socioeconomic gaps. To show how we help students gain an understanding of disproportionate relevance, we will look at a sample lesson from the grade 11 Biology Evolution unit. Students were asked to choose an article about evolution from a teacher-compiled list. All articles on the list were taken from Berkeley University's Evo in the News archive. Students were expected to give an oral presentation on their article in which they summarized the key points. They were also expected to illustrate their analytical thinking by generating hypotheses, inferences, predictions, and/or connections based on the information. Finally, they showed their ability to reflect on their learning by stating questions or concerns that the article generated for them. After each presentation, the teacher facilitated a class discussion in which the class explored real-world implications of the article. For example, after a student presented an article on the evolution of biases and its impact on estimation skills, our class discussed the implication of these biases in threat assessment. We explored how these biases affect various demographic groups differently and discussed the relevance of this matter in recent political events. Files associated with this assignment are in the video description below. If you are a science teacher and this sample activity interests you, feel free to download it. This lesson was designed using materials from Berkeley University's Understanding Evolution resource site. To all folks responsible for this educational resource, I greatly appreciate your amazing work. If you are an educator and this subject matter interests you, please consider subscribing to this channel. My sincere hope is that my videos are useful to others and help me to consolidate and reflect on my practice. And finally, If you're an educator, good luck on your journey. We are all in this together.